Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Carter's fate uncertain. The risk of character destruction. The bold and the beautiful spoilers and updates reveal Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, has successfully seized control of Forrester Creations, but the victory has not come without significant sacrifices. While he has Hope Logan, Annika Noel, supporting him, Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline Mythsinswood, and Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, remain skeptical, believing that Hope is merely leveraging Carter for her own purposes. Carter's choices have raised eyebrows for Ridge and Steffi, who believe he's heading for inevitable heartbreak. They believe he'll be hurt and ultimately lose everything. Even if his relationship with Hope enjoys a brief moment of happiness, many would argue that the drawbacks far outweigh any benefits, and he'll end up bereft. Once Ridge's closest friend and a reliable ally, Carter has shattered that bond completely, losing a best friend he had for years over Hope. While he also had connections with Steffi and Eric Forrester, John McCook, they now see him as a betrayer and no longer trust him. Although Carter may have secured a temporary victory, it's clear that the show won't allow him to maintain control of Forrester Creations indefinitely. Carter doesn't have the authority to usurp control from Ridge and Steffi, especially since this isn't his family business. His reasons for taking such drastic measures seem rather weak. The fact that Hope's struggling line was discontinued hardly justifies his actions, nor does the rejection of his ambitious global conglomerate proposal. It appears that Carter has overstepped and rushed into a scheme that is likely to backfire. The narrative seems to be steering him toward a significant downfall, potentially leaving him powerless and with nothing to show for his efforts. If Carter and Hope's relationship doesn't endure, Carter will truly hit rock bottom. This plot twist has left many fans anxious about what lies ahead for Carter and whether his character can withstand such turmoil. Back in September, Lawrence St. Victor addressed the rumors of his departure from the show in the comments of one of his Instagram posts. While he reassured fans that he wasn't jumping ship to Beyond the Gates, a lot has transpired on screen since that time. Recently, Carter has experienced significant character turmoil, prompting viewers to once again worry about the potential for an exit storyline. Carter might find himself in a tight spot, potentially becoming a seldom-seen character, much like Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, has recently. However, there's also a chance that Carter could be steered in a new direction as things unfold. A redemption arc could be on the horizon if he manages to save a Forrester or performs an act that helps him regain some favor with the family. Regardless, Carter has faced significant backlash due to his past actions, and changes are definitely needed. Keep an eye out for updates regarding Carter's future. Spoilers indicate there are still some surprises and twists ahead, so we'll keep you posted with our predictions about what might happen. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Carter's fate uncertain. The risk of character destruction. As the drama of the bold and the beautiful continues to unfold, one character's journey seems poised on the edge of a precipice: Carter Walton. Once the steady, reliable legal expert at Forrester Creations, Carter's character arc is now a swirling mix of uncertainty and potential ruin. As the show's narrative evolves, fans are left questioning, will Carter rise to new heights or be destroyed by the very people he once stood beside? Carter's rise to prominence. When Carter Walton first arrived at Forrester Creations, he was primarily known for his work as the company's general counsel. A handsome, professional, and intelligent man, Carter quickly became a fan favorite. His dedication to the company, along with his strong moral compass, set him apart in a world of backstabbing and intrigue. For a time, Carter's loyalty to the Forresters, especially Ridge and Eric, was unwavering. He was the kind of man you could rely on, a true foundation in a sea of chaos. His professional reputation solidified as he navigated numerous complex legal issues. But it was his personal life that would bring him both joy and heartache. His ill-fated romance with Zoe Buckingham, and later his affair with Quinn Fuller, created a swirl of scandal. Yet Carter remained an essentially good guy in the eyes of many, despite the occasional lapse in judgment. The relationship turmoil. It was Carter's romantic entanglements that would first put him on a path that threatened his moral standing. His relationship with Zoe was passionate, but ultimately tumultuous, with betrayals, heartbreak, and a lack of compatibility pushing them apart. What was supposed to be a fairy tale romance between the Forrester executive and the gorgeous model became one of the most dramatic, messy storylines in recent history. Carter's short-lived relationship with Quinn Fuller was another twist of fate that turned his character's trajectory downward. Though Quinn was married to Eric Forrester, her intense chemistry with Carter led to a passionate affair, throwing the Forrester family into chaos. For Carter, the scandal was significant. He had crossed a line, betraying the very company that trusted him, not to mention the Forresters themselves. The affair caused irreparable damage to his relationships within the family, especially with Eric, who had once considered Carter a close confidant. However, what seemed like a low point for Carter turned out to be a chance for growth. His ability to pick himself up after each heartbreak and betrayal spoke to his resilience and determination. But now, with a different set of stakes looming, it feels as though Carter's character might be facing an even greater threat: the destruction of his identity, not only as a professional, but as a man of integrity. The looming threat to Carter's character. As the drama in The Bold and the Beautiful continues to unfold, Carter's fate has become increasingly uncertain. The stakes have grown higher for him, and with it, the risk of character destruction. So what's threatening Carter's future, and what could it mean for the show if his character is irreparably damaged? Carter's continued loyalty to the Forresters. Carter's unshakable loyalty to the Forrester family has been both his strength and his Achilles heel. At times, his commitment to Ridge and Eric has led him to make questionable decisions, putting his personal and professional life at risk. As Forrester Creations faces its latest round of challenges, Carter's sense of duty may once again drive him into a difficult position. Will he continue to blindly serve the Forresters, even when it compromises his own values? Or will he finally take a stand for himself and carve out his own path, independent of the Forrester legacy? If Carter's loyalty remains unchecked, it could be his downfall. He may be forced into situations that further compromise his integrity, making him a pawn in the larger power struggle at Forrester Creations. Carter's involvement in a Forrester family feud. In recent episodes, Carter has found himself in the middle of the Forresters' ongoing battles, particularly with Ridge and Brook. While he has always been somewhat of a neutral party, his proximity to the core of the family drama makes him a target. If he continues to act as a mediator, he could be dragged deeper into the conflict, potentially damaging his relationships with the family members he holds dear. Ridge, in particular, has shown a willingness to use Carter as a tool for his own agendas. If Carter continues to be manipulated by Ridge, it could lead to an irreversible shift in his character. Fans could begin to see him as weak or lacking agency, which would undermine the integrity he's built throughout his time on the show. Romantic entanglements and emotional manipulation. Carter's romantic history is nothing short of dramatic, and his future in love seems just as uncertain. As he continues to navigate his feelings for various women in his life, including Quinn and most recently, Katie Logan, Carter risks becoming entangled in emotional manipulation. His past relationships have often been clouded by betrayal, making it difficult for him to trust others. If he allows himself to be used or taken advantage of by another love interest, it could mark the beginning of his unraveling. Romantic entanglements have already put Carter in a vulnerable position, and if he finds himself in a new toxic relationship, his character could be destroyed by the very emotions that once made him relatable and likable. This danger is especially prominent as the bold and the beautiful often thrives on love triangles, betrayal, and heartbreak. Carter might be forced into a position where he has to make a devastating choice, either sacrificing his own happiness or perpetuating an unhealthy dynamic for the sake of someone else. The potential for Carter's redemption. The possibility of redemption looms large over Carter's story, but it's unclear whether he will ultimately be able to reclaim the moral high ground or whether the consequences of his past actions will be too great to overcome. His sense of integrity and desire to do right by the people he cares about has been central to his character's appeal. However, if he is pushed too far, too often, it could mark the end of Carter as the trustworthy, honorable man he once was. What would redemption look like for Carter Walton? It might involve him taking a stand against the Forrester family's more nefarious actions, seeking forgiveness from those he's wronged, and most importantly, proving to himself that he can thrive without relying on others' approval. However, if the show doesn't give Carter this opportunity for growth, it could result in a tragic character arc, one in which his best qualities are overshadowed by betrayal, manipulation, and self-doubt. The risk of destruction. Carter Walton is currently standing at a crossroads. He could either emerge as a stronger, more independent character, or fall victim to the very forces that have shaped his past. As The Bold and the Beautiful continues to explore Carter's fate, it's becoming increasingly clear that the risk of character destruction is real. The question is, will the show's writers allow him to thrive, or will they let him become a casualty of the ever-shifting power dynamics within the Forrester family? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. Carter's journey is far from over, and his next steps could determine whether he rises like a phoenix or falls into irrelevance. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers. Deacon Sharp declares war on Dollar Bill. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers tease an unexpected war could be brewing on the CBS soap, especially if Bill Spencer, Don Diamond, helps Luna Nozowa, Lisa Yamada. If Deacon Sharp, scene canon, learns that his former rival is canoodling with the girl that killed his two best friends and nearly destroyed his restaurant, it's going to be a situation. Here's what's coming up next on B&B. Keep reading for all the details. Luna Nozowa refuses to accept her fate and has been cooking up a plan to appeal her murder charges and seems optimistic that she will be on her way home soon. Of course, she needs help from someone on the outside to hire her a stellar legal team and pull some strings. Will her ex-dad Dollar Bill take the bait and help Loony Luna get out? Normally, we would say that Bill Spencer's street smarts will stop him from falling for Luna's shenanigans again. But Dollar Bill hasn't been himself lately and is nursing a broken heart. The Spencer Publications patriarch is having a tough time being alone and seems to have a lot of free time on his hands. At the end of the day, he did raise Luna for a while, although she's grown. And it's understandable if he is bothered by the idea of her spending the rest of her life in jail. Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Deacon Sharp, scene canon, will not be as understanding when he learns that Bill has been in contact with a girl that murdered two of his employees. The writers usually kill off cast members that they think nobody will miss. Deacon has definitely missed them and will be furious when he finds out that Bill is helping Luna and trying to get her off the hook. Rumor has it he might even confront Bill Spencer and threaten him if Luna gets out. Deacon Sharp has mellowed out in his old age and seems to be happy with his wife and restaurant. But he's not going to let the girl that killed two of his friends walk free. Do you think Deacon will go after Bill Spencer? Are you Team Deacon or Team Bill? In the latest explosive turn of events on The Bold and the Beautiful, Deacon Sharp is about to embark on a mission that could forever change the landscape of Forrester Creations and the lives of those closest to him. After years of playing the role of the charming, lovable bad boy, Deacon has shed his former persona as a man trying to make amends for his past. Now, with simmering tensions between him and Bill Spencer reaching a boiling point, Deacon is ready to go to war with none other than Dollar Bill himself. The rising conflict, it all started innocently enough. Deacon's return to Los Angeles was marked by his attempts to reconnect with his daughter, Hope Logan, and to reclaim some semblance of the life he'd once thrown away. But Deacon's past never stays buried for long, and his actions often stir the pot of the Forresters, Logans, and Spencers. Despite his efforts to reform, Deacon's shadowy history always lingers behind him. And then there's Bill Spencer, a man who has never been one to forgive and forget. Over time, Deacon's newfound civility and attempt to build a relationship with his family have clashed with Bill's ruthless corporate empire. Bill, ever the self-proclaimed king of the business world, sees Deacon as a threat to his dominance. Whether it's Deacon's role in influencing his son, Wyatt Spencer, or his budding relationship with Bill's ex-wife, Katie Logan, Bill sees Deacon as a thorn in his side. But Deacon is no longer willing to take the backseat to Bill's tyrannical reign. The catalyst, Katie Logan. Katie Logan is at the heart of this brewing war. Bill's obsession with his ex-wife has been a consistent source of tension, but it's Deacon's recent romantic interest in Katie that ignites the fuse. Bill may have moved on from his tumultuous relationship with Katie, but his feelings of ownership and control over her have never truly gone away. Katie, on the other hand, has found comfort in Deacon's arms, someone who, despite his checkered past, treats her with respect and admiration. Bill's jealousy is palpable. He can't stand the thought of Deacon, someone he views as beneath him, swooping in and winning the affection of the woman he still holds onto with a vice-like grip. The tension escalates after a particularly heated confrontation where Bill tells Deacon to back off, or there will be consequences. But Deacon is no pushover. He's been pushed around by Bill too many times, and this time, he's not going to be silenced. Deacon's declaration. In a bold move that shocks both the Forrester and Spencer families, Deacon publicly declares war on Bill Spencer. It's an announcement that catches everyone off guard, especially Bill, who has always been the one in control of every situation. Deacon stands tall, his eyes steely with determination, and makes it clear that he won't let Bill continue to bully him or anyone else in his life. "I've had enough of being the underdog," Deacon says, his voice thick with a newfound confidence. "You've built your empire on the backs of people you've crushed, Bill, but I'm done letting you walk all over me. If you think I'm going to cower in your shadow, you've got another thing coming." Deacon's declaration is a rallying cry for those who have long resented Bill's cutthroat behavior. His decision to go after Bill isn't just personal. It's also about standing up to the power dynamics that have kept him and others oppressed for so long. While Bill is known for his Machiavellian tactics, Deacon's vendetta promises to be more emotional, more driven by the desire to prove his worth, and more unpredictable. Bill's response, a ruthless retaliation. Bill Spencer is not one to back down from a challenge. His reputation as a corporate titan is built on his ability to crush anyone who dares to stand in his way, and Deacon Sharp is no exception. After hearing Deacon's bold declaration, Bill's reaction is swift and cold. He understands that Deacon, for all his charm and street smarts, is not a serious threat to his vast empire. But Bill knows that Deacon is a wild card, and wild cards are dangerous. Bill calls in his most trusted associates, including his right-hand man, Justin Barber, to strategize a way to neutralize Deacon's growing influence. As part of his retaliation, Bill makes a series of aggressive business moves designed to undermine Deacon's reputation. He starts by going after the small businesses that Deacon has been involved with in recent years, launching a smear campaign that paints him as an unreliable businessman. Bill also uses his connections to try and sabotage Deacon's relationships, particularly with Hope and Katie. However, Bill's overconfidence might prove to be his undoing. In his haste to eliminate Deacon, he underestimates his rival's resourcefulness. Deacon, who has always operated on the fringes, knows how to work the system and use people's weaknesses against them. He begins to counter Bill's moves with his own set of strategies, playing Bill's game, but with his own rules. Allies and enemies. As the war between Deacon and Bill intensifies, other characters begin to choose sides. Hope Logan, caught between her loyalty to her father and her desire to keep the peace with Bill, becomes increasingly torn. She understands that her father has always been a wild card, but she also knows that Bill's ruthless behavior has hurt too many people, including her mother, Brook Logan. Katie, too, is caught in the crossfire. While she has grown fond of Deacon, her lingering feelings for Bill complicate things. Bill's manipulation skills are unparalleled, and he tries to make Katie feel guilty for entertaining the idea of a relationship with Deacon. But Katie's own personal growth and her newfound independence make her more resilient to Bill's charm. She ultimately finds herself aligning more with Deacon, seeing in him the possibility of a future that doesn't rely on the toxic dynamics of the Spencer family. But Bill's army of supporters, including his sons, Wyatt and Liam, complicates matters. Wyatt, who has long been caught in his father's shadow, begins to question his allegiance. Is it worth continuing to side with a man who is more interested in vengeance than in family? Liam, meanwhile, remains staunchly loyal to Bill, though he too starts to see cracks in his father's armor. The fallout. As Deacon and Bill wage their personal war, the fallout is inevitable. Relationships will be tested, alliances will shift, and no one will come out of this unscathed. Deacon's declaration of war is not just a battle for power. It's a battle for respect, for redemption, and for a future that isn't dictated by the past. In the coming weeks, the bold and the beautiful promises to deliver explosive confrontations, shocking betrayals, and game-changing twists. As Deacon Sharp and Dollar Bill Spencer go head-to-head, one question remains. Who will emerge victorious in the battle for control of Los Angeles? Only time will tell.